To bring us back, let's talk about some Canadian history right here. Holding the book, it's got that new book smell. Soaking it all in, and there it is, the cover. Look at these two studs, the co-founders of Roots Canada, Don Green, Michael Budman. A pleasure and honor to have you both on the show.
Thank you.
Nice to see you guys called ahead, dressed alike.
Yeah, well, we carried the tradition of the leather sweater. And
as you should.
Yeah.
As you should, and what a great piece of history this is, 40 Years of Style. We were just talking during the break. We had Susie Wall do a piece on the fashion aspect, and this is a great book just to have, coffee table book, and get a discussion going. Take us back to 1973. What was it about Canadian wilderness that you guys said, you know what, I think we should do a company up here?
Well, I think both of us were exposed to Algonquin Park, where we went to summer camp in the summer, and we were from Detroit, and the whole culture of the summer camp, the way people dress, the lumberjack shirts, the boots, the outdoor feeling, it really resonated. And I think, you know, it was part of a great childhood we both have and had, and just love that we're part of the Canadian fabric, and that Don and I embraced Canada. We embraced coming here. When we came, most people said, well, why are you moving from the States to Canada? And I think that's been a 40-year pattern, that we love the country, and we both feel this was one of the best decisions of our life to come here.
You know, it's such a different pattern, because sometimes we hear about Canadians going down south to achieve the success, but you brought an iconic symbol to our country. When we see you know, these types of sweaters, you see the signature R. What was it? What do you credit, Don, when you look back at the history of 40 years is remarkable for any business, but what allowed you at that point to become so successful as a fashion staple for Canada?
Well, we have always tried to do the right thing with the brand. A couple of great breaks we had in the beginning was one, naming the company Roots, which is such a strong name, the visual way you see the word roots and the deep meaning of, you know, everyone in the world really has roots, your background. And we came out of very organic sort of hippie days back in the early 70s, and, you know, Roots was a great name because we started in the shoe business and your feet were connected to the ground, so those were your roots.
Yeah.
But we and then we always wanted to sell the product in our own stores, kind of go direct to the public. We wanted to manufacture for ourselves, and we started our own leather factory, which today some of the original craftsmen from the shoe factory back in 1973 are still with us. So great quality, always improving, make it ourselves, sell it, you know, present it ourselves in our own stores, and you know, really promote and do the right thing for the brand along the way.
And keep it innovative. I mean, who came up with the idea for the negative heel shoe? Because that was revolutionary, yeah?
Well, the negative heel was designed originally by a yoga instructor in Denmark, and then we feel we improved it, and that's the first product we made. And Don's father said, well, why don't you make it yourself? And we found a Polish family in Toronto, the Kowaleskis, and the father and the sons. The father was a master shoemaker, and we did make it better, and that was our first hit, and that was staggering how successful that shoe was, and that led us into the fashion business.
And you've got some great shots with celebrities featured in this book. Guys in the control room, let's roll through these photos to take a look at the history. Richard Gere focused in here. Stories from Martin Short when he speaks to the brand. I mean, if you could sum it all up, I know you're going to have the book event, and people will have the chance to hear these stories personally. What stands out? Oh, the princes too, when you have the royalty. Tell us about this moment right here, because this is good.
That was here in Vancouver.
Yeah, that was at the Pan Pacific Hotel.
Yeah. After
the Olympics of 1998, we outfitted the Canadian team. That was our first foray into the Olympics, and we created the tremendous outfits that were so successful in '98, which was the red beret that I think a lot of people would remember. And the prince and the two sons were in town here after, and Michael and I and our public relations director happened to be in Vancouver at the time, and we said, let's go see this event. Somehow we made our way to the front row, and our PR director made contact with the protocol people from the royalty, and we had a little plan to go and present the jacket and the hat to them. And it's totally disallowed among the royalty to ever take your blazer off and, you know, try something else on. And
yeah.
Michael and I don't take no for an answer, so we got up there on stage and asked the two. We knew the prince wouldn't take his blazer off, but, you know, the two boys were sort of young and cool and hip, Harry and William.
Yeah.
Got them to take their blazers off, you know, put the award jacket on. That was the Olympic team jacket. Got the berets on, and it was interesting because it got huge press all over Europe, especially in the UK. And it was known as sort of the first happy moment photograph of the boys and the prince after Diana.
Well, good on you. I mean, there's such great history. We quickly got to get this in, the giveaway for the book. If you want to pick this up, and we have an official Roots bag we're going to give away as well. Contest at BT Vancouver. There it is. You know you want that accessory. Contest at btvancouver.ca. The Shirley bag, right?
Thank
Gentlemen,
you. Yeah, Shirley.
40 years
All right,
of history.
All right, keep on keeping on.
Nice to see you two getting along still, too, after 40 years.
We'll take it to the rink after.
True bromance right here, Russ, and great history for Canada.
Thanks, Riaz. Looking